Live on mic. We live on mic.
Live on camera.
Let's see. There's a few of these questions that kind of stand out. A big one: what advice would you give to inspiring entrepreneurs or artists or anything in that field? It could be basic. You can just be, don't give up, or just stick to it. And honestly, that is good advice, because I think in this game it can be trifling, it can be troubling, because patience is key when it comes to it. Also, at the end of the day, I think big advice that I would give anybody is stay true to yourself. Don't ever try and step into a game thinking I got to change myself to be a part of that game, because at the end of the day, that ain't going to sell. Everybody else is already doing that. You don't want to be what everybody else is doing. Be authentic to yourself, stay true to yourself, because when things don't happen, you're not going to get frustrated because you're still being authentic. The biggest advice I'd give to myself is don't change up for anybody else. Stay true to who you are. Use the obstacles that are around you to make you who you are. If you have some obstacles or setbacks, all that is more fuel for the fire. Use that to build yourself for the future. Don't use that as any kind of like pity. The game needs to look down on me. Ain't nobody looking down on anybody. Everybody's trying to make it. That should be your goal as well. Use obstacles, use setbacks, use the fuel that these people don't want to give you your props. You could be the best thing in the city right now. People might be envious of that. Use that to fuel your fire and keep growing, keep going. Go until the end of the line. And if you do that, at the end of the day, it don't matter if you win or lose, because you already won, because you're staying true to yourself.
That's a fact.
Facts. Can you share a brief timeline of your journey as an entrepreneur? I've been in this game for almost 17 years now. If I said that was my pure destiny, or as far as my journey, I'd be lying to you, because 17 years ago, I was a sophomore in high school. I just probably put my age out there. I wasn't taking this shit serious. I was at school freestyling at lunch. I was at school passing out mixtapes. My name was Paul Wall in Houston. This journey started for me probably about 2 years ago on the reels. I lost my pops, probably the hardest thing I've ever faced in my life. From that moment on, I knew I was doing this for more than just myself. At that moment, I started putting money into this. Ain't nothing just gonna come to you. You're gonna have to invest in yourself, just like you invest in anything else that you wanna see grow. About 2 years ago, I started investing in myself. I'll say my journey started 2 years ago. I already had the game. Everything that happened before then was just preparation for where I'm at now. Everything you go through is just preparation for who you are right now. 2 years ago is when that kind of started as far as my journey. And then really this last year was really when it started. On January 14th, 2024, I dropped an album called Rooted on Greatness. Album was an album that I wrote from grieving my dad. And I started seeing some love on that, and I wanted to stay true to that brand. So my journey started 2 years ago, but really a year ago. And now you're about to start seeing it in 2026. And that's a fact, and that's guaranteed. Let's see. What inspired you to become an entrepreneur or an artist? 50 Cent. Nah, you see everything around you. You see it. Someone's got to make it. Why can't it be you? Honestly, I was working a 9 to 5. I did the corporate gigs. I made my way up that ladder. I was making some good bread. I started a family. I did everything I was supposed to be doing in that sense, but I just wasn't happy. And I think the goal is to be happy with everything that you're doing. As far as what inspired me, money. Money's inspiring, because why wouldn't you want to make money? But making a career out of something you love to do. You see athletes do it. You have a 1 in a trillion chance of becoming an athlete. You have a 1 in a million chance of becoming an artist. But at the end of the day, if you stay true to yourself, someone's going to buy into that brand. And if they're buying into that brand, then you're making money, whether it's $100,000 a year or $100 million a year. If you're staying true to who you are, someone's going to listen, because someone's going through those experiences. When I lost my dad, I wrote an album on that. I had hundreds of DMs in the inbox just saying that they lost someone special to them and that Dick helped them get through that. That's inspiring to me. It's not about the fame. It's not about anything like that. That made me want to do it again. It made me want to create more music that people can relate to, because that's what helped me. I probably wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for a certain amount of artists that I listened to that got me through some of the toughest times of my life. And I'm hoping to be that same outlet for some of these other folks. And what I did there with that question is I flipped it and became vulnerable with it. You saw a side of my story that maybe isn't easy to share for people. Talking about my pops and how he passed away can sometimes get me to cut up a little bit. But at the end of the day, that is facts. That is something that actually happened to me, and it's the reason why I do what I do. Who are your main customers or target audience, and what problems does your business solve for them? This is whoever you want it to be. No matter what field you're in, it's all about who you can get it to. Who's your clientele? For me personally, about a year ago, I started making music a little bit more on the grieving side. My target audience is people who are feeling stuff like that in the same realm. It's people who are experiencing heartbreak, people who are experiencing death, people who are experiencing setbacks. I want to be inspiration. I'm not rapping about no fake prophecies. I ain't rapping about gang banging, even though I know people who are doing all that. the goal is to talk about shit that's really happening in my life, and that's what I want to do. So my goal are people who are experiencing the same feelings I have. And again, it becomes easy because I'm staying authentic to my true self. And when I'm staying authentic, it's not work. I'm coming in here, I'm talking to you on this camera, A to B. This isn't me trying to make up some answer because, oh, this is what I think someone's going to want to hear. Now, this is what I want to hear. And at the end of the day, someone else wants to hear that. Let's see. Is there anything else you think is important to share about your journey? Just keep going. When I started making music 17 years ago, I was not good at it and shit. You probably think I'm not good at it right now, and I don't give a damn. But at the end of the day, I stayed true to it. I kept going. People said I wasn't good at making music. People said that I wasn't going to be it. And they were right back then because I wasn't taking it serious. But I kept going. I kept practicing. I kept being cringe. People, nowadays everything is social media. Everything is getting online and being in front of a camera and posting how you feel or what you're doing. And people are going to be like, man, that's weird, or send you some hate slurs on the internet. All they're doing is typing. Internet warriors don't get around doing nothing, but I'm staying true to what I do, and that's at the end of the day. So I just think it's important for you to keep going, in step one of your journey. And it might not be good. You're going to be putting out trash, but no matter what, you're going to keep growing. The next song is going to be better than the last song, or the next project is going to be better than the last project. If you're a t-shirt designer, your next shirt's going to be better than the last t-shirt. And as long as you keep that mentality through it, you're going to keep getting better with your craft. You're going to keep getting to work with people that you've been wanting to work with. I've worked with some of the coolest names that I can imagine from my city because I just kept going. I kept throwing myself out there. And I'm blessed to live this life, and I'm blessed to just be in the seat that I'm in right now. But at the end of the day, just keep going, keep growing. Even if this is something that you don't want to take off and it's just a hobby, music's therapy to me. I keep going because of that. If it wasn't for music, I probably wouldn't be alive. And that's an honest to God answer. So going through these questions, there's a lot of different ones. There's a lot more questions that you're going to be answered. It's also smart to just be ahead of the game. But if you stay true and stay vulnerable to the story, you're always going to win. Who it is, it's your boy RodgerD. If you want to dive deeper into some of these questions or a little bit more advice on how you can answer these, I'm here for you, man. I'm always here to try and help these artists. I'm not here to try and be better than nobody else because I'm not better than nobody else. The only person better than me is God himself. And if you want to keep going, keep growing, let's link, let's connect, let's make money. Let's make 2026 ours and not theirs. Because at the end of the day, it's all about who's going to take it. And I'm right here coming to get it. You dig? Mic off. That's how I turn the mic off. Shit, we got like 5 minutes of shit right there. Started sweating with these lights though, dog. That's all I was like, I gotta take a second. Them lights be getting you.
And cut. Go follow Roger D Music on Instagram.